9 medieval inventions that changed the face of the world forever. Most medieval technologies had their roots in Roman and Byzantine or Islamic, Chinese, and Indian civilizations. But the constant redefinition of technologies and their use for European political and economic purposes changed the traditional world. In a history centered on European developments, the world is divided into 4 basic periods: the ancient classical period, the Middle Ages, the Renaissance, and the modern period. Of course, it should be borne in mind that this division may not be valid for the rest of the world in this way. For example, other civilizations such as Iran, China, Egypt, and India may need other definitions to divide history. Join us as we explore the 9 great inventions of the Middle Ages. Number 1. Mechanical watch. Even in ancient times, some devices measured time, but what we know as the clock is a medieval invention that continued the creations of the Romans, Chinese, and Muslims. A mechanical technology exceeded its time and counted even minutes and seconds with unprecedented precision. It was these hands that quickly influenced the lifestyles of the people of the big cities and somehow paved the way for a new understanding of the concept of time. Number 2. The printing press. The Chinese developed the first printing press in the 11th century. But the spread of this technology lasted until the 15th century. In the 15th century, Gutenberg introduced his printing press. Only after that did the book industry eliminate the slow and expensive old manuscripts. With the mass production of books, society gained influential media and an effective tool for spreading knowledge. Number 3. Gunpowder. Gunpowder was originally a 10th century Chinese invention that soon found its use in weapons. Of course, this time, the exchange of sciences took place only during the war. The Mongol invasion of other countries in the 13th century made this mysterious formula universal. The technology that led to the production of rifles and cannons disused knights and swords and transformed battlefields. Number 4. Wind and water mill. This invention shows that even the people of the Old Testament had learned to use the energy of nature with the help of wind and water mills. There are still traces of some of the oldest mills in the world within the civilization of Iran and Mesopotamia. But in Europe, it took centuries for this technology to be widely used everywhere. Number 5. Coffee shop. When coffee arrived in the Arab world, it quickly became a trendy beverage. It got to the point where even the great Ottoman Empire was filled with coffee houses. The tradition of coffee drinking and cafe making has reached Europe since the Middle Ages. It has been the prelude to changes in the way people eat and create new social contracts in people's lives. Number 6. Glasses. Although history does not specify precisely to who the original idea for the glasses belonged, the glasses were definitely used to solve vision problems from the 13th century onwards. An invention that was so complete and useful that it is used in much the same way today and improves the quality of life of the visually impaired. Number 7. Public library. The development of the paper industry owes much to the Chinese and Iranians. For this reason, the first public libraries were built in the same lands with the flourishing of librarianship and reading. Then, a few centuries later, the culture of building public libraries entered continental Europe. You should know that the first libraries in continental Europe were made in Italy. Number 8. Paper money. Like many popular medieval innovations, paper money has Chinese history. Unlike coins, making paper money is simple and inexpensive, and moving large quantities of it is not painful. Of course, these currencies, which boosted the economy and trade, did not become as popular as you might think. Of course, the paper money that made the economy and trade more prosperous did not become popular quickly. 13th century Mongol rulers were the first to try to expand the use of this type of money but failed. Coins were still used in Europe until the 17th century. It was only after that banknote replaced coins in public transactions. Paper money is a medieval phenomenon that still persists in modern economics. Number 9. Astrolabe. Although this device was made in the early centuries of human life and was used in various ways, it was the Iranian mathematicians and astronomers who developed it. Mathematicians such as Kashani and Khwarizmi, who used this device in mathematics and astronomy, significantly increased the capabilities of astrolabes. The astrolabe is used to find the height and angle of the sun, the location of stars and planets, and the zodiac, and to obtain the latitude and longitude of the place throughout the day and night and in different seasons of the year. It was also used to get the height of mountains, the width of rivers, and other natural features of the earth, to determine the rising and setting times of all the stars and planets, and to calculate the rising and setting hours of the sun. This engineering tool is no longer used in astronomy or navigation today. But it was the source of many inventions in astronomy and mathematics.